A few years ago, I had a great opportunity to give direct feedback on World of Warcraft. Me and a handful of people, we were in that room, and as soon as they asked who's got the first question or who wants to go first, my hand was already up. I was ready to pounce on that because to me, there's only one actual issue that this game needs to solve, or more so, there's one issue that stands above the rest, miles above the rest, and that is the fact that communication is so either slow or non-existent that community makes huge issues out of nothing, and it's actually ruining this game, like completely destroying the social part of this game. And I don't really know if there is a solution to it because of what they told me. It's kind of insane, actually. So I mentioned this situation directly, not exactly what happened here, but the fact that Wowhead is basically actively destroying this video game. They're not really doing it on purpose. It's kind of their job to do this. But unfortunately, it's really, really bad. You know what I mean? When you have something happening in the game, maybe controversial situation happening, it's very important that the person, the people who are in charge of making that decision are the ones to tell you about it first. Like if all of a sudden, your taxes went up or something like that, something that like an individual would be very against in modern society, and you found out the first time through your tax form, you know what I mean? Like, oh, do you now owe money, by the way? It's like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, you never even got correspondence about it, you know? It's that kind of thing that just creates like outrage, but it's not like we're not in like normal levels of outrage anymore. We're in like these people are rapists now. That's honestly what it feels like. I was on the forums last night, and it's like the people who are upset about this are like, I think they think Blizzard is actually committing a crime by changing their video game. It's really insane to me, and it's not getting any better. It's getting worse. I hate to say it, but it's absolutely getting worse over the years, to the point where I'm not sure it's possible to become a member of this community anymore. Like, I don't know how you could possibly go on the forums and actually enjoy your time there as somebody who's not already upset. Like, it feels that way. I'm going to take a look at some threads today. But if you didn't see this, long ramble into this. If you didn't see this, WoW had posted an article that says Blazing Ingots daily quest in the Maw Ingots now first come first serve in patch 9.0.5. So something happened yesterday. We'll talk about perhaps why, but this quest, it's like literally as soon as you enter the Maw, there's a world quest right next to the forge area to pick up bars on the ground. Okay, this quest kind of cool actually. They're laid all around. There's like anvils and stuff in this area, so it's pretty thematic. It looks pretty good. But usually when you do this quest, one person can get it, and then it's kind of like an herb. You have a few seconds to get it, so multiple people can go up and click the same one, and they can get it. And at some point, I guess, I don't know, people are saying that this didn't actually change in 9.0.5, and that last week the quest was up and it wasn't like this. So I don't know. Who can you believe at this point, honestly? If that's the case, well, maybe, I don't know. But regardless, went to do it yesterday, and it was pretty much not possible to do. There's only probably 15, 16 different spots that they could be, and literally they would just go away and they'd be gone for a while, so you couldn't get them. But then they changed it, okay? So then there's more. I'm going to get that over here. Then there's a hot fix here, okay? So the wording on it is, we're working on a hotfix for this. Once the hotfix is live, blazing ingots for acquisition and anima cones for a dangerous harvest will respawn quickly after the player has looted them. Now, apparently that's a world quest in this zone, a dangerous harvest. I don't know. I was trying to get actual footage of this. Doesn't seem to exist, although the world quest just reset. So maybe we could go to the mall again today and check it out. But so I had done the world quest in the beginning, and it was like, no way. It was not even possible. And then I had done the world quest again after they fixed it, and it was like ridiculously easy. Like to the point where I don't know if anybody else even saw the bars I was clicking. I had gotten so used to, like, I had this in my head that like it's not possible to even complete this, so people are gonna completely like just grief each other with this, kind of like classic, where people are literally just sitting there camping respawns. And I literally just picked up 11, or I think it's like I already had one from before, so I had like 9 bars or something like that. I just picked up 9, like nine bars in like a minute and a half, and it was over. So I'm not really sure what they changed. It felt like they changed it more aggressively. Like, not only did they make them, so what was he actually say? Will respawn quickly after a player has looted them. I think it's instantly, and I think nobody else sees them either, because I literally picked up 9 back to back to back to, like, there was no mobs. People had killed it all. I just grabbed 9 and the quest was over. It was like the fastest I had ever done a quest in the maw. So maybe I'm missing something there. Maybe that's not how it's supposed to be. But the bigger problem here is that, I don't know, like, people might not realize this, but like, people lost their absolute minds when this happened, and it's kind of sad. It really is, like, just so bad for the game, I feel like, and I think you're gonna see this a lot in the future. So if you don't see it, if you're hearing about this from me for the first time, I think you should probably not find it. Like, don't go looking for it, because it really makes it hard to be a part of this community. Like, when there's people like, I mean, first of all, look at this thread. This thread was made a long time ago, but how is this thread still up? Like, are you fucking kidding me, man? How has Ian Hazzikostas, Blizzard game director, ruined WoW? That should not be on the forums, dude. You can't say this shit. You know what I mean? This should be against the terms of service. This forum is no longer about discussing World of Warcraft. That's the thing. They don't actually discuss WoW here anymore, man. Like, look at the actual, look at this. People who only play WoW for PvP. Honestly, why? Okay. Maw Quest, Blazing Ingots Quest. So that's the one thread on here that actually gets a response. Help fund Blizzard. Yeah. Streamers ruin any game. How has Ian Hazzikostas ruined WoW? Okay, so here's a thread actually talking about the game. Make Spiteful tankable. Great. Gender specific language. Okay, another one about the actual game. Who is your WoW? I mean, technically, barely. I'm surprised this even has any posts in it. Why nerf shield size? Okay, didn't know they did that. But it's like they're not even about the fucking game anymore, man. These threads aren't even about the game anymore. They're about, like, it feels like politics. It's like a bunch of bullshit. Look at this. You know what I mean? People arguing about anima and stuff. Some Polygon article, probably made by somebody who doesn't even fucking play the game. And people are arguing about anima. Here's this absolute bullshit post again that we got talking about in the stream yesterday. Some friends of mine did the math. Night Fake Cosmetics cost 600k anima to build. I don't know how that's possible, by the way, but anyway, sure. For reference, this is 589 weeks of full clearing Nathria, 7,000 Mythic Plus dungeons, or 700 weeks. And this is assuming, what level are we talking about? 7,000 Mythic Plus dungeons. Yeah, good luck, man. I don't know. I swear that, like, the people are no longer actually interested in discussing the game. When I started coming to the forums, it was about, like, you'd come to the forums and there'd be people actually talking about the game, like, things that were interesting. You know what I mean? But now this forum is just a fucking waste of time. It shouldn't even be here, honestly. Like, they should just close general discussion down, because there's nothing to discuss. Like, there's no actual general discussion happening. It's just hate. It's just hate mongering. It's like everybody. I mean, there's some crazy threads on here. I guess they've been either removed or what. But there's, like, threads basically saying, like, Blizzard is stealing your money and all this bullshit. It's, like, insane. I guess they've been removed because there was so many of them yesterday. Maybe people just moved on, but. Like, look at this thread. This is a good one. This guy's talking about unsubscribing, and he's decided that because he hates the game. I mean, this is literally his word. He hates the company. I have come to accept that I am unhappy. Oh wait, did he edit it? Oh, he edited it. He used to say, "I hate this company" or something. Oh no, here we go. Honestly, I've come to hate Blizzard so much that even if I was enjoying myself, I'm not sure I want to give them money. Then you probably get off the fucking internet, man. You should probably go outside for a couple hours. You know what I mean? You hate a video game company so much that you're not sure you want to give them money, but you're on their fucking forums talking about it. It's really bad, man. It's like a serious issue, and it's all perpetuated by stuff like this. There's people out there who do not want to enjoy life, and it's not just in WoW. It's not just in WoW. It's everywhere. You could see it everywhere. I already, unfortunately, I'm seeing it develop with, films and other stuff where people are just like, they don't want to enjoy it. They don't go into it hoping it's good. They don't. Like, they genuinely look for problems before there's any problem. They're trying to find and this is probably gonna now fucking another. I just noticed. Now this is the Wowhead post, right? Here we go again. This is literally gonna happen. Yeah, look at the first comment is recognizing it. I don't even know, man. So why did this happen is the question. Two things I want to talk about here. Why did this happen? Okay, I have no idea. Honestly, I don't know why they did this, but it's probably for a fucking reason. Okay, like let's understand that. Okay, people who say like Blizzard are clueless or arbitrary, like you don't really know the word arbitrary's definition. It feels like I know it very well because it's one of it's in Crusader Kings 2, a game that I played a lot and edited and used mods for a lot, made mods for a lot. Arbitrary is a very important trait, so I've always tried to understand what these words mean when you're using them in the game so frequently. But I think it's one of those words that gets thrown out, like agency was last expansion. A lot of people kept using the word agency, and ironically led Blizzard to make a system that now people, don't like because they have so much agency involved in it. I don't think a lot of people know what that word means, honestly. I think people just thought it meant they get whatever they want. That's not what it means. And it's the same way with arbitrary. People think that you could say that about a development company consisting of hundreds of people and, a multi-billion-dollar process. You know what I mean? You're a fucking idiot. Honestly, if you say the word arbitrary about anybody who designs this game, you're actually a fucking idiot. You don't know what the word means and you're only embarrassing yourself saying it. But the problem is that there's like an endemic, like a problem there. You know what I mean? They're not going to change their mind on this. They think that no matter what the decision is, just because they don't understand it, it has to be clueless, like made by clueless people or people who don't even care. You know what I mean? Like they're completely irrelevant to making the game. They don't matter at all. They just make random decisions just to fuck with people. That's what, like, I don't know how these threads are all gone, but there was threads basically saying like, Blizzard is actively hurting the game, or they hate the players. Blizzard wants the players to unsub, and they really they resent the players, and all these comments, and it's because of stuff like this. So when you say something like that, I think you just prove you are not very smart. It sucks to say that out loud because it's not, it does, but I don't know how else to say it. Like, how could you think that somebody in charge of this game is that aloof or that incompetent almost? I'd hate to use the word because people are going to resound, that's going to be a resounding word there. But how could you think that somebody in charge of this game is that unaware? You can't, right? Like, there's no possible way that somebody who could think critically about things could ever think that. You just think like, oh, well, I don't like the decision, so they're fucking idiots. That's the only way it makes sense. And people are going to point to things like a long series of events that have happened that they don't like or they don't understand as reasons to it. It's like, that's not a reason, dude. That's just a reason you're an idiot. Like, that's just a reason you're not thinking about this critically. So this situation here, think about it critically. I don't know why they would do this, honestly. But it doesn't mean there's no reason. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be like, oh, I can't. Well, after 5 minutes of thinking on this, I can't come up with a reason why they would do this. They must be idiots. Like, that's not how life works, man. You know what I mean? So the more realistic scenario here is that it's probably a bug. One way or the other, it's a bug in some way. They either didn't do this on purpose, especially if the people saying that it wasn't like this last week is probably a bug, okay? And it might be a bug with something that they can't fix easily. So then they do this instead. You know what I mean? Then they hotfix it instead. And this is the only way they can. Where the hell's the post? And this is the only way they can fix it. Now with the hotfix, okay? So people are saying, like, look at these fucking replies. 82 replies. I think Kaivax would have actually been banned on the forums from this flagging shit if you could flag a Blizzard account. Look at these replies. Another cunning and misleading info. So basically this was intended and you guys are making the respawn time so it's not a hot fix for the main issue, which is being first come, first serve. Or is it? You don't even know. You don't actually know what the issue is because you probably not even went to the Maw. That's the other problem here. All these people complaining about this shit, go back a week, find their fucking post. They don't even like the Maw. They don't even go there. They literally don't even spend time there. So if the end result is it's actually, I mean, I did the quest. It's not longer. It didn't take me any longer. It was bugged, and now it's changed, and now it's shorter. I feel like it's actually faster than it used to be. I don't know. Maybe it's a bad sample size here, obviously, but like these, look at and then look at the thumbs up, right? I mean, 80 thumbs up, or just make it so one more than one person can loot it. But if they don't, like, the way I saw it was like nobody else even looted it. Like, I looted it and it was just for me. There was nobody else. You know what I mean? It was like nobody else even saw it. I was doing the quest and people just running right by it. Like, if they didn't even see it. So it's like, you're getting bad information in many ways. Fucking Wowhead is screwing this like, this whole situation is caused by Wowhead. You know what I mean? If this was not posted, none of these people who are posting on level 45s who don't even go to the mall would even know it happened. Literally, no, they wouldn't even know it happened. And if Blizzard just said something, it wouldn't have been a problem because they would have said it and it would have gone, we're working on a hotfix, whatever. But they're not going to because they don't know what to say. Like, they're not going to say anything that could fuck them. You know what I mean? They're not going to say anything that is not going to be beneficial to them. And this is a big, big, big issue. And this is what I was saying when I gave the feedback on this topic. They basically told me, I can't really share what was said, but I'd say the summary of it was that they got in some trouble, or they worry about getting in some trouble based on what they say. So they have to be very, very, very careful about what they say. Literally any correspondence from any Blizzard employee anywhere, including Reddit, Discord, Twitter, anywhere, is triple, quadruple, like octuple checked. Like, it's reviewed by a lot of people, because if anything is said that's wrong, they get in serious trouble somehow. And so this is not going to be a situation where that's going to happen. Like, Ian Hazakosis is not going to comment on this. The people who are going to comment on this don't know why it's happening. Like, legitimately, the people who are in charge of commenting on this, they don't know the answer to this question because the decision wasn't made through them. So there's this line of communication that is fundamentally flawed to the point where it takes forever to get information out. Like, I could ask this guy about a question and he's like, I'll have to check, and it'll take him like 24 hours, more than that, sometimes 48 hours to get the answer, because there's so much going on and there's this line of command, and then you have to be able to have it reviewed. Like, okay, I can now say this, I can now tell you that this is the answer to the question. It's like, oh my god, what are we, in the fucking military here? Like, this is insane. It's a game. You know what I mean? Just fucking answer the question. And this is what I said about it. I brought up CK2 already. Perfect. Paradox, the company that makes that game, is by all like, they're not WoW. They're not Blizzard. They're not Activision, whatever the fuck you want to say about the company. They're not that size, okay? They make like 5 or 6 games, and they do make really good games. But I mean, they're not MMORPGs. They're not reaching like millions of people online at the same time. So that's a big difference. But they are what I believe to be masters of it. And most games don't even try. Like Pokemon, or games that are developed by, like, top title companies, they don't even announce anything. Like, literally, they release the game and that's it. There's no correspondence at all. And that's bad too. But like, Blizzard tries to communicate, and they do such a poor job of it that it looks like they're not trying. But when you go look at Paradox, they are the absolute kings of it, okay? Nothing comes through the community first. Not a fucking thing. You cannot get your hands on something without them telling you about it first. But that is not only because they're good at it, but they also control the data. There's no fucking WoW fan site. Like, there's no Paradox fan site like this shit. They do not allow that. There's no crazy third party that has now basically developed and it completely changed the game's community. That has not happened. Maybe it would happen if the games were bigger, but it has not. And the bigger thing is, there's no public test realms or betas or anything like that. The game is either like live or not. That's it. So a lot of this comes kind of through flawed testing phases. But this example, it didn't happen. So yeah, Blizzard has a big problem in front of them here, because like, when you see this, your only reaction is like, oh my God, why would they do this? Like, and I legitimately, there's no reason. I can't think of a reason. Like I said, the only thing I could think of is that it was bugged, either in one direction, like it's been bugged the whole time, and they didn't want it to be that way. But if that is the case, why did it not? I think it did change in the patch, and that these people are just wrong. But I don't know. I didn't do the quest last week, I guess. But the bigger question is, why do you not like why does it happen and then people lose their minds? You know what I mean? And you just let that happen. So I don't know. I don't think there's a way around it because they're not going to comment on these small things, but people are just continually like just super aggressive about everything. Like nobody ever wants to see it from the opposite side with this. Like all they see is the ingots, whatever, making the daily quest a lot longer, and they're like, oh, Blizzard is actively trying to ruin my life, basically. The thing that's probably the most disappointing for me, and the comments that I understand the least about this, are when people say things like, this whole time played metric is really getting old, honestly, very quick. But people keep bringing this up like if it's some kind of fucking objective fact about development, whatever you want to say. I don't know. I don't really care. But my point is that if you don't actually like spending time in the game, why are you playing it? Right? Like, let's put it this way. I know this example is not good. This is a bug, honestly. Like, there's no way that this was supposed to happen in one way or the other. It didn't work. There was no way any amount of people could do that quest together yesterday. It was obviously not working properly. It was bugged. One direction or the other, it was bugged. But now that it works the way it is, even if it did take maybe like 5 more minutes or something like that, it's like, aren't you happy? Like, why would you not be happy to be in the game? Like, look at this, right? I think this is an example of how our society has been fucked, right? Like, you're online in a video game. You're actively online in a game that you chose to log into. I mean, you chose to log into this, right? You're not fucking, it's not like real life. It's like, I live in this state. I was born here. I can't leave. I don't have the funds. It's like, no, you chose this. This is something that you chose. Start to finish. You chose to log in. You chose to update the game at 9.05. Everything that happened was a choice that you made. You're paying monthly for the fucking game, okay? You're online in that game, meaning you're not working, or you're not fucking in prison, or you're not a fucking slave, or you're not dead, or something considerably worse than being online in a video game. And because something that you're choosing to do, again, you don't have to do this quest. Okay, this is a completely optional quest. People who are like, you have to do the dailies in the mall. It's like, I don't. I do the ones that are near. Otherwise, I make a loop, kill everything, get to 5, eye of the jailer, and leave. If I don't do both daily quests, whatever. Maybe I'm slightly slower on Stygia collection, but I don't have the mount. I'm not going out of my way for some of these world quests that are in the random areas. You don't have to. It's completely optional. I think most of the people on the forums don't even go into the mall. Like, literally, they don't even enter it. 100% optional, everything about this. And you're gonna say, "Oh my God, it takes 5 more minutes. These people are ruining my like they're stealing money from me. All they care about is money." What are you talking about? You don't like playing the game? Like, for me, there's so much to do in the game that I can't fucking do it all. I have to take time away from the game every couple of days to not feel like I'm edging towards burnout. I actively like limit my play hours, like legitimately, and that's like a good thing. I think that's healthy. You know what I mean? I think I'm gaining from that. But I don't ever want to log off. Like, I literally want to just live in Ardenweald and in WoW in general. But then there's people on the complete opposite. It's like they're fucking like their hands are nailed to the keyboard. It's like, I've been forced by my captors to log into this game. All I want to do is just get off. It sucks. This whole fucking game sucks, but I'm forced to log into it. And now they're making it take 5 minutes longer to do a quest? Fuck Blizzard. You know, it's like, seriously. I think I say this all the time in the forums. If these words ever come out of your mouth, if anything that I just portrayed there is a sentiment that you've ever felt, it's not uncommon, okay? This is serious talk. Not uncommon. What's happening here is you've been, I don't know. I'm not a psychologist. I wish I was. I wish I could trade my formal education for that, because it would have helped me so much over the years. But regardless, I'm not clinically trained to talk about this, so I'm just going to talk about it in what I see to be layman's terms. You're just too close to the topic. You've spent too much time involved discussing the topic, okay? This happens to everybody. I've been a GM of a guild for, over 12 years. I've been a content creator for over 10 years now. I've seen this a lot over the years. People who are too invested in the game to the point where they get really worked up about things that aren't really worth getting worked up about. And, I'm the same way. I'm here making a video on a video game. You know what I mean? Whatever. It's you could say the same thing about me, obviously. But it's a choice. Just realize that. You know what I mean? Like, none of us are forced. I don't know. People say they're like addicted. I don't know. I think if that is the case, you should actually seek help. But what I'm offering you is an easy way to solve this problem, okay? Take a break. Stop logging in. Turn off the forums. Turn off anything WoW related, okay? And again, I do this a lot. Like, not because I don't like the game, because I like the game. Because I don't want to overwhelm my like dopamine receptors. Again, not clinically trained, but these are words that I've heard and they make sense to me. When you get, the same amounts of pleasure over and over and over again, your chemicals in your brain start to diminish in potency. So if I logged in and death striked 150 times, the first time I did it and the 150th time I did it would be completely different. So the way you prevent that from happening is you stop at 75. And then 2 days later, the chemicals have refreshed, and that first time is as good as the first time ever. You know what I mean? So that's how I do it, and it's like the best advice I can give. If at any point you say you hate the company that makes the game, like use the word hate, it's time to take a break. It's just time to get out and do something else, man. I would say not games, honestly. Any other games are not going to make you feel any differently because you're going to find the same avenues and hatred towards them eventually too, even if it's a brand new game. It's a problem in your brain chemistry. I feel like it has to be because it's not normal. Like think about it. Think about it at the most basic level. A video game that you're willingly, choosingly giving money to, you hate to the point where you're constantly talking about how much you hate it. It's one thing to be like, I'm not having fun right now, but to then be constant. Look at how little fun I'm having. Come on. Look how little fun. Blizzard, come on. Look how little fun I'm having. It's like, no, you just need to take a step away, man. And it's not a problem. It's not a bad thing. It's very normal, and it will help. And if it doesn't, that's the thing. It's a win-win situation. Because if it doesn't help, then you know you made the right decision. If you went away for 2 weeks, and you come back and you still feel the same way, the thing is you got to cut all ties. Don't go not log in the game, but then still on the forums, still talking about the game, still on Discord and shit. No. Cut all ties from the game for multiple days and come back and see how you feel about it. And if you don't feel any differently, then you know where you're at. But I think most people will, even if it takes months, time away from the game does make them reset their perspective is how I always say it. So anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.